All right, for the hip life, right reverend.
So anytime you hear this song, you know definitely that it's time for Star Chart on Star 103.5 FM. Simply the best. You're welcome to another exciting, beautiful Wednesday evening. The conversations always scintillating, something you definitely must listen to. Thank you so much if you tune into 103.5 FM, if you're tuned into Ultimate FM in Kumasi and Empire in Takoradi. This means so much to me. Thank you so much. And of course, just to remind you that our Star Chart is also streaming live on our Facebook pages. Find us on Facebook for the Star FM page and also the GHOne TV page. The show is in association with Dove. And as always, I like to remind you that Dove deodorants shouldn't just protect, and they don't just protect. And that is why if you step out and you go for Dove deodorants, you're truly caring for yourself, because that's what Dove does. They care for you, and they protect your underarms like nothing else. So you know by now that the best things in life lead us throwing our arms in the air, which is why Dove deodorant is created with our quarter moisturizing cream to care for your skin, your underarm skin, leaving it soft and smooth. Soft and smooth should be the key words here for you when you are reaching out for a deodorant. Soft, smooth, and dry. You must have dry underarms when you step out. Sometimes you see people with wet underarms. You're thinking, what's wrong? Just go for Dove. My favorite is the Invincible Dry. That is what I use. It works perfectly. It will work for you as well. And so if you go for Dove, you can always throw your arms in confidence, lift them like you just don't care, because you know that Dove deodorant cares for your underarm like never before. Right. Also, we are streaming on YouTube and GH1 page on YouTube, so you can also watch us there on our YouTube page and share the link to everybody. Also, owning your dream home got simpler with Absa Bank. Get up to 90% of the cost of your dream home from the Absa mortgage and pay in 20 years at a competitive interest rate. And so this is good news for all of those who want to own homes. Remember that Absa has got you. Absa has the best prices on the market. They've got the best rates for you. So it's time to get your mortgage. You can pay in 20 years' time, and the rate is competitive, is unbeatable. Make paying rent a thing of the past. Be your own landlord. Enjoy the life that you so deserve with an Absa mortgage. Get the Absa mortgage today. That's the Africanicity. That's Absa. Visit absa.com.gh for more information. Remember, if you're looking for a mortgage in this country, Absa is the bank you should be talking to. And I'm back again with a big price drop at Puma Energy, because they care. So it is still on. Affordable quality is what drives the unrivaled service at Puma Energy, which is why they continue to drive the performance that fuels your ambition. So your ambition and performance are critical to Puma Energy. We're always happy to lend a hand for all the amazing quality that comes with Ghana's most preferred oil marketing company. Head to any of the 84 branches nationwide to fill up with nothing but Puma Energy. Get your petrol or diesel at the retail shops nationwide. Look out for Puma Energy Retail in Adenta, Medina, Hacho, East Legon, Spentex, Lashibi, Ashaiman, Dowenya, Soutum, Fise, Kaswa, Kumasi, Sunyai, Takradi, Tamale. Puma Energy, energizing communities. And we all do not want this incident to happen to us. Fire outbreaks are something we totally detest, but guess what? Sometimes we just have no control over it. If there were a fire outbreak in your home or workplace right now, you probably just think about grabbing the fire extinguisher. I don't know how to use a fire extinguisher. I don't remember the last time I even posed next to one to take a picture, and so if there is a fire outbreak anywhere, I wouldn't know what to do. But if you have what I'm talking about right now, the Star Fire and Allied Perils policy, then you just say, oh, well, Star Assurance has got me. Go for the Star Fire and Allied Perils policy, and you will not have anything to worry about. You worry less because Star Assurance will sort you out in no time. If you do not have a Star Fire Light policy, you are missing out. Sign up today because behind every successful business is a Star Assurance policy. Star Assurance, your solid partner. Beginning tonight, because we care about your business, especially if you have a startup, we're going to be bringing you business tips. Courtesy Vodafone Business. Vodafone, together we can. And tonight's business tip is simple. Your brand is what other people say about you when you are not in the room. You should care about your brand. You should care about customer care. And so be about your brand. Make sure you're leaving a lasting impression on your customers. This business tip was brought to you by Vodafone Business. Vodafone, together we can. And yes, I like the fact that Vodafone Business wants to do this with businesses. It's very, very important that you get these tips, because sometimes you're running a business and you just don't know how to go about it. You're in a crisis. You don't know how to run your head around. But Vodafone Business has got you. So just to remind you that no two businesses are the same, from phone calls between colleagues to the team, WhatsApp group to bulk SMS to clients. Every business has different needs. That's why Vodafone Too Much Business is offering the best mobile plan on the market with awesome value for amazing results. So design your mobile plans to talk, text and more according to your unique business model, because Vodafone Too Much Business gives you the flexibility to customize your voice, SMS and data plan to fit your business and your budget. So it is not a one-size-fits-all. When you have Vodafone Business and you're on this plan, you know that it is tailored for you, for your business, because they care about your business. So go on and grow your business to match your ambitions with more in your mobile package at the same price. To sign up, SMS START to 050-777-9000. Again, SMS START, START, to 0507-779-000, or email vodafonebusiness.gh@vodafone.com. Vodafone, together we can. All right, so I've spoken a lot. Time to tell you about my guest for tonight. So, this particular quote from Erwin Rommel freaks me out. I love it so much because it makes so much sense. And he says that don't fight a battle if you don't gain anything by winning. The man I'm hosting tonight has had his fair share of battles, and tonight we'll see if he's won any, lost some, and whether it's made him better or the worse for it. He sprinted in the political hurdle, working up mobilization of party grassroots to pretending a Regents Party administration while providing services at the seat of government for the past 4.5 years. Schooled in the field of mining, his experience with digging up precious metals of huge financial benefits placed him at the forefront of success and scandals. The well-spoken man first caught national attention when he was made the chief scribe for the Inter-Ministerial Committee on Illegal Mining, tasked with spearheading government's fight against galamsey. After a couple of years, he was embroiled in an investigative piece by Anas Aremeyaw Anas, where he was seen on tape taking money. The CID's investigations exonerated him of wrongdoing, but what's his own account of what happened, and what has this left him? Has it left him with a political scar? That's the question we'll be asking tonight. Speaking of scars, what really happened between him and the Takwa Nsoem MP Mreku Duka, which led to fisticuffs and pictures of him that we saw on the internet with a swollen eye? As a political leader, has he acquitted himself as an exemplary leader and deserving of another major appointment in the second term of the Akufo-Addo-led administration? When he is not carrying out political duties, what kind of man is he? How does he take in the highs and the lows of life? The man who comes from the West with a great goatee beard and the NPP's chief scribe in the region that claims to have the best, Charles Cromwell Nana Aba Bissue, is my guest on your favorite Star Chat tonight. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
This is my first time meeting you. I don't know if we've met before.
No, we've met before.
We have?
Sometime 2002, 2003.
2002, and you still remember? Oh my God.
I think we had dinner together.
We did?
At
Where?
Georgia Hotel.
Really, in Kumasi?
No, Georgia Hotel. Somewhere Is it on around Ridge?
Okay. Oh, wow. I
Yeah.
don't remember. How fruitful was this dinner?
It was good. There was three of us.
Three of
I
us?
then come from London,
Okay.
and then you were with my cousin.
Oh, right.
And,
Okay. Okay.
And then when you were in London, we spoke for some time.
All right. Back
Around
in
that
London.
time, you were in
I
London.
was in London. Oh,
to
interesting.
carry out the course, yeah.
Oh,
I
I need to take up courses for memories. I don't remember. But it's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Definitely good to see. What have you been up to?
Plodding along. Anyway, good evening to your listeners.
Definitely.
I've just
I like it
been
when politicians do that. Good evening to your listeners and viewers.
and viewers. Okay, all right.
I like that.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Yeah, no, I've just been taking it easy. Like as leaders, when things like that happen, sometimes you conserve your
Right.
energy and then speak at the right time. You don't just have to come
Absolutely.
out bantering
I
and
like
all that.
I like that. Are you still a presidential staffer?
No,
You're not.
the appointment was for 4 years.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
it expired. Okay.
Exactly.
What do presidential staffers do? I've always wondered.
Okay, presidential staffers, you have to assign certain tasks, administrative and all that.
Okay.
Some political, and we report directly to the chief of staff. For
Okay.
example,
Right.
so that was what I was
That
measured
was your
with.
job.
Others have specific jobs that they perform.
Okay.
So in the presidency, we have presidential aides. So there are levels of them.
Right.
So presidential staffers, most of us are Article 71,
Mm.
and when that mean, I think myself and Apaga, a few of us.
Mm.
So we had specific jobs that we had to perform.
Right. And so this gentleman is your colleague. What's his name? Nana Aba.
Yeah.
Did you know him?
That he works at the
He
presidency.
works.
yes.
He's a presidential staffer as well.
I do not know
You
his
do not
level.
know his
but
level
yeah,
yet. Did you see his recent post about former President Mahama's 14-year-old daughter?
I did, and I think he apologized.
Yeah, he did. But
Yes.
yeah, he apologized. But what did you make of it? As a man, I'm sure you have kids.
Yes, I mean, what he wrote, I mean, he came out and said he apologized. It means that it wasn't the right thing to churn out there.
Didn't he apologize because there was a huge backlash?
No,
He was being called a pedophile.
I didn't see that.
You didn't
but
see that.
I mean, the crux of the matter is that he came out and apologized. So it
And
means
that
that
should be enough. I mean, if you say certain things about she's well endowed, she's manageable now, about a 14-year-old.
But did he really mean that? I don't know.
Well, maybe I should read the post for you.
No, I read the post, but
You did?
I'm saying, I mean, depends on where he was coming from, you see.
Okay. I just want to, for those who never saw that particular, it's not the focus of our discussion anyway.
Yes.
But he said that former President John Mahama's daughter, Farida, she has fully developed and well endowed, very manageable. What do you think? That is pedophilia.
But I know Nana Ojiri has a very calm person. Maybe he writes. I mean, sometimes every now and then we get it wrong, and he's come out to apologize. I do not know him as a pedophile. I know that he's married, he's got kids as well. And he's been a man, he's come out to apologize. So, I mean...
So we should let it go.
Yes.
I guess. All right.
If there are any other sanctions, yes, but then he has come out to apologize.
Okay. So you said you've been taking it easy at home. A few things that I want to pick your thoughts on before I get into what you have been up to properly.
Yeah.
A new IGP,
Yeah.
Dr. Dampare. What do you think of him?
Oh, I mean, a lot has been said about him. I haven't met him
You haven't?
personally,
Okay.
but I've actually followed him. Every time that there's a new IGP, I mean, people mention his name as an up-and-coming
Right.
IGP. And I believe that the way people kept mentioning his name, he's going to live up to the task. It means that people want to collaborate with him to do the work. Because when you're coming in and people start giving you bad mouthing and, I mean, negative vibes, then it means that it's going to be difficult. But I think he's going to have the collaboration of the populace.
Have you been comfortable with the general security of the state?
No. I haven't.
What do you think is amiss?
I think it's a varied a lot of issues. Yeah, the police are there to provide security and all that, but we as citizens have a role to play as well. It starts from parental control and all that. So it depends on, there's two things, nature and nurture, how you bring up your children and all that. Because I wouldn't want my child to walk on the streets, staying up at night, betting shops and all that. So these things are all social viruses that tend to, you
think there's a general moral decadence?
it's part of it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a contributor because I mean some fall into prey to peer pressure and all those things. It doesn't mean that the police shouldn't do their job. The police have to do their job, but we have to help them as well. So there's so many problems, issues pertaining to that.
Okay. How do you respond to those who say that this particular administration is supervising a general insecurity?
I disagree.
Okay.
It's just that I think we have to match that with figures.
Okay.
But the MPP, the benchmark for the New Patriotic Party is higher due to our performance in the previous government. Even in the time of Bissue, which was an MPP, the work that we did were measured with that. But if you look at it, over the period, Ghana, I think MPP government or the Dankwa Bissue Dombo has ruled for about maybe 15 years, thereabout. Yeah. And the rest has been NDC. So if you look at it, we need to quantify that with figures. Then we can say that there's general security. But I think that the benchmark for the MPP is high, and so people expect more from us.
Why do you think it's high? Why do you think the benchmark is high?
Because we perform better whenever we're in government, so people expect us to do more.
Do you perform better, or you seek to promise more? And so people are more expectant.
No, I can name a few. You see,
Okay.
Under Bissue, Prime Minister Bissue, as visionary as he was, he came up with planting of teak trees, and that was for a projection for the future. President Rawlings came in and used it for the electrification project in this country. Under President Kufuor, NHIS, all these Metro Mass, all these things, these are social interventional projects, programs, but he introduced them. Under the NDC, if you match it, they couldn't even do that because they are a socialist party. MPP is a capitalist party, so they should have even done that. But we have done that for them, and then with the other things. So Ghanaians expect more from the New Patriotic Party.
Okay. What do you make of the incident, the unfortunate incident in Ejura?
I think, is the report out?
No, not yet.
So I'll wait till it comes out.
You want to wait, but you monitored.
No, I didn't monitor.
You didn't monitor at all?
No, I heard it, but I heard that there was a commission of inquiry.
Yeah. So you didn't monitor the events leading up to the
about fix
formation
it,
of...
about somebody talking about fix it and all that.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard that, but later on I heard that they said the guy was murdered by his brother and all that, and all these things. You see, people would
murdered by his brother.
That's what I heard. You see, again, it was on social media. So I wouldn't use that to be the fact. I would wait for the police to come out and the commission of inquiry to come out. Then we actually digest it.
You think that the report will give a true... let me just shelve that.
Let's not
question
taint their integrity.
Yeah. not for now, but I'll move on. Just as that sitting was ongoing, a reporter appeared before the commission, Erastus, from Multimedia. People are calling for sanctions against the Asin Central MP for his attacks on the multimedia journalists. Do you think he should be sanctioned for his utterances? In a video, he's heard to be saying, the guy should be beaten up.
So that has been reported to the Privileges Committee, right? So that's a sanction, isn't it?
That's not a sanction.
That's not a sanction?
No, it's not a sanction.
It's a sermon.
Yeah.
He's been summoned before them. So I'll wait for them to deal with it.
Wait.
And then
you like to adopt a wait and see attitude.
Yeah, because we have institutions that are supposed to deal with things. So if I sit here and then say things, then it means that I'm taking the wind out of your sail. Okay.
Yeah. But do you feel generally that the Asin Central MP must tone down sometimes?
It depends on how you have a way of actually approaching things. I have a calm approach of a way of approaching things, but mine can be more deadlier than his. For him, maybe he says things and then you know how he's going to move. Others would come from a different point of view. So that's him, and that's his personality.
Okay. All right. Still picking your thoughts on a few things, just things that are happening in the country. The health minister, you know him.
You're going there?
Yeah,
that's before Parliament. So.
Yeah, I know. I know. But I just want to ask you what you made of his responses last week about the purchase of the vaccines. What did you make of it? I mean, I've seen memes and
I think cartoons. There were two contracts and all that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And they said it's before Parliament. Honestly, the crux of the whole thing is I want to see the vaccine here. So I'm not looking at who is saying what, because at the moment people are dying. The second wave of it's a pandemic of the virus is deadly. So I would want to see that. This again is before Parliament.
So you wait and see.
I'll wait and see. I
think
normally...
In my interest, should have put it Mr. Wait and See.
No, normally, I only speak to facts.
Okay.
I do not want to actually pan certain things. That's not me.
No, you don't want to be seen
saying
anything.
If you ask me a question now and I do not have an answer, I will tell you that I do not know.
Okay. Let me talk to you about something you would have an answer for.
Okay, go ahead.
Galamsey.
Okay.
Yeah. Galamsey, you have a lot of answers there.
I can even define that for you.
You can even define. So what is galamsey? I mean, a lot of definitions have been thrown about.
Yes.
For galamsey, what exactly is galamsey?
It means I think gather and sell.
Okay.
And I mean people slanged it. The fact galamsey. So,
Okay.
And I think galamsey it's illegal mining where they do not have licenses and all that. I think from time immemorial, mining has been with us. And then people...
That's your expertise, right? That's your area.
No, that's
mining.
not my area.
That's not your area.
My area is law.
Law. All right. Okay, cool.
So he realized that before the laws came in, people own lands and they were able to mine gold and all that. And then the laws came in.
Right.
And then it says that the minerals beneath the surface of the earth belongs to the state.
Right.
So it's a difficult situation for those in primitive areas, let's put it that way. And so the laws coming in makes it difficult, and people, there are no jobs. So I think President Rawlings and the PNDC Law 218 brought in the small scale mining decree, where Ghanaians, it is the preserve of Ghanaians, that Ghanaians alone should indulge in small scale mining. But over time, we've had foreigners influx into the sector, and that has caused a lot of problems.
And we sat down and we watched.
All
that
of us,
happened.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
All of us.
Right, yeah.
Because, I mean, they will be in Takwa somewhere. That person comes through the airport, you're in Accra. The person bypasses you and goes to the village to mine gold. So we all sat down and watch.
Yeah. And I mean, you've given a very great definition and some background to how galamsey has festered all this while. And of course, when we say that we all sat down and watched, it's not just every Ghanaian, but even the institutions that were supposed to be working, they just slept on the job, and then it happened. Now, when all of this issue of galamsey came up, there were some who said that first, and I'm going to start with the task force, what you started, because we stopped mining for a while.
Yeah.
There are some who said that there was no plan, there was no proper plan, because if you go to a community or a village in, for instance, Takwa, and that is their mainstay, galamsey is their mainstay, and you're telling them to stop. What is the alternative provided?
Okay. So
was that factored in your plan?
Yes. So you're talking about the interministerial committee. Yes. The interministerial committee was well thought through. Before that came into fruition, I think President Mahama set up a committee as well, but that couldn't actually succeed. I think theirs didn't have the alternative livelihood and all that. But with this, we're given clear mandate to restructure the artisanal and small-scale mining sector. One, we were supposed to vet all licenses. The reason why we were supposed to vet them was that, like you stated earlier, all the institutions, EPA and all that, there was bureaucracy here and there. And the law says that when you apply for licenses, I think it takes 60 days at the Minerals Commission and 30 days with the minister. Some licenses have been there for 5 years. So that person cannot wait. So they then go out there to mine. Or the others who succeed in actually getting their licenses also duplicate them, go to the villages and then speak to chiefs, and then it's like a photocopy. So one document owns about 5 concessions. So hence that mandate of us was vetting the licenses. 2, we were also to find ways of finding jobs for the other one, so which was the alternative livelihood. So I believe that the local government trained about 1,500 people, where I believe the lands ministry also went out there and planted seedlings and all that. Because with the galamsey, it's not everybody who wants to be in there, because of hardships and all that drives people in there. So somebody who does not want to do mining veers off into other ventures. So that was the crux of it. And then also bringing technology and all that. So through that, we brought out in the galamstop. The galamstop itself is a software which amalgamates all the agencies, so that previously one person goes to Minerals Commission and then you present your documents, then you have to go to EPA. That takes months or years, and then you move to EPA, and then you move to forestry. So it takes forever.
Right.
So the galamsey amalgamated everything. It's the one-stop shop. So each and everyone can see who is delaying the process. That is what we introduce. But before that, we had to vet all the licenses, where we got all the miners to bring their documents to the Interministerial Committee office. We went through that, and a team of mappers went to the concessions to ensure that each document marries a certain concession. Right. That's what we did. And we did that together with the agency. So the Interministerial Committee was an ad hoc committee to sanitize the sector, so to speak. That was the mandate.
Were you able to sanitize the sector?
Oh, we did a lot. We did a lot until that unfortunate incident where you saw me taking money.
What happened? Why did you take money?
Okay. I wasn't going to speak about it. You know, all the time I've been interviewed about it. I always said that vindication dwells in the womb of time. But today, a certain radio station leaked the police report, which I've known for about 2 years. Mm-hmm. I did not speak about it because then, as a leader, a regional secretary who sworn an oath to defend my party and the government, it wasn't every time that you come out and then speak. But I knew the people behind it.
Behind
yes,
the
there was one
investigation?
gentleman. Yeah, today they mentioned the name, so I mean, one Francis Ose-Chow.
Do you know him?
Yeah, he worked with me and I sacked him.
He worked with you where?
At the Interministerial Committee.
Okay, how did he get there? Is he a member of the party?
Yes, and he was introduced to me by Professor Frimpong Boateng and one Oliver Boachi, that is a geologist. But eventually it turned out that he wasn't. And he worked with me for about 3 months when we started the whole thing. And he kept telling me about forest reserves, that we need to go and mine gold and all that, Pramprama, Krobro, Diaso. And so at the time when I started this job, I didn't know much about mining.
Okay.
My background is corporate law. I hold a Master of Laws. And now, then I went to Bristol. I'm at Bristol University now. Okay. Because with the Interministerial Committee work, I started doing a PhD on sustainable mining.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. So the guy was actually introducing dubious things. Sometimes we go to Kumasi.
This Francis.
Yeah.
Ose-Chow.
Ose-Chow. Yeah.
Gentleman. Okay.
Would go to Kumasi, go to Tulip Hotel. By the time I wake up, he's there at 6 a.m. and people have envelopes and all that. And I'm like, so I kept telling.
Envelopes?
Yes.
With money?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said, now turn them away. And then.
And who are these people who are bringing money?
Miners.
Miners, okay.
Who want to go and mine illegally and all that because of the vanguard, because they know that I was in charge of the Interministerial Committee. Don't forget that we had 10 ministers. Okay. So I was the secretary and working with the 10 ministers. Okay. And at each point in time, each minister has something to do. Like I mentioned, the alternative livelihood, that falls under local government. Mm-hmm. The tree planting thing, the seedling planting was lands and natural resources. So chieftaincy and each and everyone had something to do. So they would come with money and I'll drive them away. So I reported him to Prof. And I said, I think this is not the part of my mandate. So eventually I told the guy to leave. And that, I wasn't going to work with him again. And so in December, when the ban was lifted, I think it was lifted on the 17th of December, I met Chairman Wuntumi, and my regional organizer, Abdul Ghani, was having a program for his organizers, constituency organizers, which was on the 4th of January, and he promised to donate some money. So he sent his guy.
Who promised?
Wuntumi.
Chairman Wuntumi promised to donate some money?
Yeah, towards the party program.
Okay.
It was me being the regional secretary.
Okay.
So around the 19th, the program was held on the 4th, but around the 19th of January, that's when, I think he went to London around that time. So he sent his PA to bring the money, Andy.
Do you remember how much?
It was 20,000 that they brought to me.
20,000 cedis.
Yes.
That was brought to you.
Yes.
For the
program. Because that program, I donated 20,000.
Okay.
The parliamentary caucus in the Western region donated 20,000.
Okay.
And Wuntumi donated 20,000. So between us, we gave 60,000.
Right.
And then when he had gone to London, Andy called that he was coming to see me. And the first day I forgot. So I wasn't, I couldn't see him. And the next day he called me and I said, go to the office. They'll do whatever you wanted them to. And he said he has to see me. So it's a case of his boss sending him to me and somebody calling him that they want to see me.
Okay.
But the Francis guy, he had worked there before. He could have come straight to me, directly to me, or he knows the processes there. He could have called any of those the guys to do, because I'm not a technical person. But he chose to use Andy.
Okay.
So in the video, you would realize that somebody was saying that Chairman Simen Formal, meaning Chairman said I should give it to. That was wound to me. And so when I took the money, I knew where it was coming from, so I just put it there.
Okay.
So it wasn't anything pertaining to mining. And two, we did not issue licenses there. Our job was to coordinate the various agencies. So you realize that I put my phone on speaker whilst I was giving instructions.
Because you were talking about some mapping, that they should pay some 3,000 CDs for mapping.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so
in
who
that
would
video.
take bribe and then keep giving instructions that you need to go to EPA, do this and all that? Because the phone was on speaker, and I wanted him to hear the instructions that I'm giving to, because 2 days...
You wanted Andy to hear the instructions?
No, the guy. Andy brought the guy who took the videos.
Okay.
That he's a party boy.
Okay.
And that Chairman Woon to me wants me to do something for me. That is where Andy lied.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because he came with a guy saying that that's Chairman's boy. It turned out that Chairman Woon to me doesn't even know the guy. But it was that Francis.
Who got him to come there?
Exactly. And he didn't, but the police caught them, Andy and the guy, sitting at Holiday Inn, discussing issues,
Okay.
planning whatever they're coming to do. So bad. And then he gave the guy to Andy to come and video.
Okay.
2 days to the time I was then going to London, so I had to give instructions for them to do that thing. Now you realize I said something about mapping. You know, there was a 2-year ban. So we did something called economic restitution in law, where you put the person back where you found the person. Okay. For example, if there's litigation and you've lost something economically, the court can say that put the person back to where you found the person. That's more like economic restitution. So the committee made a decision that if you've lost 2 years or 1 month on your license, it needs to be restored. So that if your license is expected to expire in January, you have 1 more year. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
So when the gentleman brought that document, when I looked at it, it was supposed to expire on the 4th of March. And he came there in January. So he had 2 months left. So I said, fast track it and then add it to the mapping team so they can go and map his concession for him before he comes for vetting.
Okay.
That's when they got that operative word and thought that I was circumventing the procedures.
Okay.
But I never took money from him. What happened was the next day, when I was about to go to the airport, I came to the office. When I came to the office, he was sitting there. And then so when I saw him, I was just surprised because I'd already instructed them to do carry out certain things for him. And then he said, yeah, they haven't done anything for him.
Okay.
So I called a lady called Dorothy, and I said, why haven't you done it? And he said, no, we're working on it.
Okay.
So it means that he was trapping everybody. Even the tax identification number that he brought was fake, but the system caught it. The voter ID card that he brought was fake. The system caught it. So it was a case of he trapping everybody, but he couldn't. So I told Dorothy to deal with it. So whilst I was going into the office, he said, oh no, Chairman Woon to me said he needs to tell me something. So I said, let's go into the office where everybody was. And he said, it's private. That's when we went into another room where I was sitting there.
Right.
And then he said, we've sent the machines to the field to start working. And I'm like, I didn't know anything about it. So I was like, no. That
So
was...
you think it was a setup?
Yes, it was. I've known that for 2 years. It was a setup. Because I
By this little Francis guy?
Yes.
Why would it be so important to him to bring you down?
Because if you come to...
Because you say you fired him.
Yes,
I
but
mean,
no,
people
but
get
then
fired all the
if you're
time.
telling me that we should go and mine illegally, and I'm your boss, and you tell me that we should go and mine illegally, and I wasn't comfortable with it, and then I get rid of you. The interest is that you wanted to go and do illegal mining, so I was an impediment. Does it make sense? During that time, a lot of people gave me money, tried giving me money, and I rejected.
Minus?
Big people.
Big people?
Both MPP and DC. I've said
Because
it.
they wanted to mine?
Yeah, illegally. And then to the tune of $300,000, somebody will come to you. And then my question is, So how much gold do you have there that you're coming to give me 300,000?
There must be a lot of gold.
Exactly, but then I refused.
So within the NPP and the NDC, you have men and women who own concessions in this country.
Would you say they own them? If they own them, then it's legal.
It's legal, okay. So they're operating illegally?
Yes, and you wouldn't know where. At that time, I knew where people were. So we were arresting a lot of people, and they were using Chinese. The Chinese work with Ghanaians, period. For example, a Chinese comes into this country because the law says that the small-scale mining sector is the preserve of Ghanaians, okay? So the Ghanaian goes for license and then engages the Chinese. And I heard that they give them 2 excavators, and then you pay with about 95% of your gold, 95% of the gold, or 98% thereabouts. So the Ghanaian gets less than 10%. So when we were vetting the licenses, most of the Ghanaian miners would come, the majority of them were poor.
Okay.
They were poor.
All right. So this, I want to go back to the story because it's a bit confusing to some extent. This Francis and Andy characters, specimens of men.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I had to use that. These 2 characters recorded you.
No, Andy, I don't think Andy knew about it.
So it was Francis?
Yes.
Primarily?
No, sending somebody to do that.
Francis sending someone?
Yeah, because you see, after the case, when we went to the police station, the CID headquarters, he was called.
Where is he now?
He tried contesting a jobbing for the parliamentary, and he was disqualified by the party. And
Was he disqualified because of this?
Yes, somebody wrote a petition to the party, and I was called before the appeals committee, and I testified. And
so what you're saying is that this Francis guy got someone to record you, and the recording ended up on Anas's table?
Yes, Anas never came there because he cannot come there. Because you see, the guys who work there, if you can go back and interview all the guys who work there, graduates that I work with and all that, you can't go leave the premises till you finish work. You serve lunch there, so that the system is so robust that you come in the morning, you have your breakfast at home, in the afternoon you have your lunch there. We feed you until 6 o'clock when you leave.
So what are you basically saying about Anas's investigation then?
He never came there. 1. 2, it was somebody who recorded it from within us and then gave it to him.
So were you shocked when the video came out?
I was shocked, but I knew the truth. The most hurtful thing was that my mom had 2 heart attacks out of that, and she passed.
She passed away.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry about that. I heard.
That's the one that hurts me, but I was strong. I knew that I hadn't done anything because the day before that, somebody approached me to pay some money, and that they would they weren't going to show it. And I said, go ahead and show it because I've done nothing wrong.
Oh, you were approached to pay money?
Yes, somebody
so
sent
the video
a text.
doesn't come out?
Yeah.
Who approached you? Do you remember?
An anonymous text, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, saying that I pay something and then they drop it. And I said, no, go ahead. I actually used the F word.
Okay, so if this Francis really did this, and you all know this Francis to be a party boy, why hasn't it been sanctioned? Nothing has happened to him.
Based on what, you see, I knew the report from April 2019 when the police exonerated me because my lawyer wrote to the CID, but then I didn't want to make the noise because the special prosecutor was then dealing with it, so I didn't want to take the wind out of their sail. Right. And where I said it was a bit dicey from the Jubilee House, people would think that if actually, manipulated the system and all that.
So you never received bribe?
No.
As the
no. But one to me went to the police. He's been to the special prosecutor. That was the evidence he gave. Andy has gone to the special prosecutor. He's given evidence that yes, he was sent with the money. And then Abdul Ganiu.
And the money was for
Abdul
a party.
Yes, and he has also
gathering.
been and then testified. And then the Francis guy said he admitted in the police report that he sent the person, and that the person's the guy that he sent was a friend of his who was in America, and he sent him to help the brother and all that. And up until now, we haven't seen the friend in America. Heard from the friend in America. Francis has not called to say anything until he was disqualified, and the people that introduced him said they spoke to a certain chief in Jabin and that we were going to meet and then discuss the matter, but I haven't heard anything.
And he's still a member of the party?
That I do not know. But I've petitioned the party. I have petitioned the party this evening.
Okay. Now, I want to go back to something you mentioned earlier about people who try to bribe you within these two political parties.
Yeah.
Because the two political parties and the, I don't want to say elements, but you are the loudest in this fight. I mean, when the president declared that he was going to end the fight against galamsey, he was going to declare a fight against galamsey. We were all very excited because he had just come in. We needed some action. Our water bodies were being destroyed day and night. And so we were all excited.
Exactly.
And we saw the support within the party. People rallied the support base.
The whole country.
The whole country, you know, to support the president. And we were very excited. I mean, the media was all excited about it.
You know, even got to a point that I have friends in the NDC. Whenever they're going to the radio stations, they call me for data.
For data.
So
yeah, because they were also very, they were also very excited because I remember I interviewed some NDC executives who were happy that this action was
Most
being
of them
taken.
came for me to me for information before they go to
So
radio.
who were those bribing you?
No, I wouldn't. You see, we have a system where you know bribery, the Bribery Act. 2010. Yeah.
You didn't report them because to bribe an official like you is criminal.
You know,
Why didn't
there
you
was a
report
video.
them?
There was a video before the announced one where a Lebanese man mentioned my name.
Yes, I
Around
remember.
April 2018, that day, it was 20th of April was when I went for my re-election as a regional secretary in Takwa. I think either 20th or 21st. That Friday before the Saturday, some people followed me to Takrady. There's a place called House 2 near Rebo roundabout. And then they said they came with some money that I should release some excavators and all that, and I turned them away. A week later, after my elections, the Thursday, then that video came out where the Lebanese man said he knew me, whom I'd never met. But I went to the police and reported to the police that I think they should arrest me.
You reported the Lebanese,
I
but you didn't report your colleagues who tried
no,
to bribe
not my
you.
colleagues. All I'm saying is that people, like I said, people come to the Golden Tulip with the envelopes and all that, and I turn them away.
Okay. But I'm talking about these big men who are in the NPP and the NDC who tried to bribe you. They were offering you huge sums of money to allow them to mine. You didn't report them. You didn't find a reason to report them to the police?
No, but you see, the system that we run here in Ghana, if it had been the United Kingdom, yes. You know,
Wouldn't you be able to report them in Ghana?
can I finish, please?
Yes.
Okay. You see, the system that we run here, look at what happened to me. Okay. So you be talking to this person and you don't know the person behind the person. So sometimes you tread cautiously. You understand? So cleverly, I would turn that away and then continue with what I was doing.
And that's why corruption is still rife in this
No, but
country,
then
because
corruption is rife
we
because
like
I
to
did not accept it. I didn't condone
water
it.
down.
No, I did not condone it. You see, if I turn you away, then you're not going to come back and then give me some
You
money.
condoned it.
I said I did not condone.
Yeah, I mean, by turning them away, you just turned a blind eye. You just looked away. They were committing
No,
a crime.
if you say
They
I
were
turned away, then it
bribing-
means that I turned away for them to hand the money over to somebody else. But I refused and I rejected it.
Yes, but nothing has happened to them in their attempt to bribe a public official who had been tasked to do a job by the president for this country, and you didn't report them.
You know, it got to one time, I had to run into my car.
Why?
Somebody was trying to hand over something to me.
Money.
Yeah, and then I said no. So, and probably the person wasn't even, and that just 2 weeks after that, then that announced incident came up.
Okay.
I met the person.
Are you afraid that if you mention their names, they will come after you?
No.
You're not afraid.
I'm a brave guy.
You've survived
Very
many
calm,
storms.
very calm, but very assertive. You see, I went at a point. I met one gentleman and some Chinese men. The Chinese guys have been to the office before, and I turned them away. And it went through a Ghanaian. We met somewhere, and then I told him before the Chinese that you've been to the office, and I told you that foreigners are not allowed to mine in this country. And so the man said that he was happy that I've been assertive and all that, so they were going to see me off. Whilst we're going to get into my car, the Chinese man had a bag, and then they move something out of the bag to hand over to me. Yeah. I then told my driver to open the door quickly, and then I jumped in the car and then left. Maybe they were going to take a photo or something like that, because the whole thing is a big cartel. It's a big cartel. So for you to report one person, you haven't actually dealt with the problem. You need to.
It's the beginning.
Yes, you need to find the root cause of it.
So what is the root cause?
The root cause is that you and I, all of us, okay, must wake up and then actually deal with the problem. If, for example, I was at the center of affairs dealing with the interministerial committee, and they actually put spanners in my wheels. You understand? So if you do it alone, it's going to be difficult. So we all have to come together and ensure that we deal with it. For
I don't know how we will all come together to deal with it when constantly. I mean, we're even doing so bad on the corruption perception index. We are performing badly, and we are performing badly not because inherently we are so corrupt, but because we tend to look the other way every time corruption issues come up.
So are you saying I was like negligent?
That's not my word. That is your choice of word, and I'm not using that.
It wasn't.
I'm just saying that you looked the other way.
No, I did not. I said I refused, because you see.
Yes, you refused it, which is brilliant.
Because if the person comes to you,
account.
you see, when somebody comes to you and then tries to give you bribe, they wouldn't say, "I'm giving you this money to do this." You know what I mean? Oh, please.
But they are coercing you in a way.
That sort of thing. So he hasn't expressively said that this is a bribe.
But nobody goes out to say that, hey, I want to take bribe. Nobody says
exactly.
Nobody
So
uses that language.
So when you take that to court,
and,
when you take that to court, and the person says only a gift, it wasn't linked to it. It's
a gift for what?
So were we going to waste our time when somebody tried coercing you, saying, "Oh, that's only a gift," and then enticing you?
$300,000.
Enticing you that they go and do certain things, which I wasn't going to do. So I was assertive and I said no.
Right.
And then I carried it with what? If the person comes in expressively and says, "I'm giving you money and I want to go and mine," that's another thing, you see. And that is why I said I went to the CID headquarters and reported that incident that somebody said.
The Lebanese guy.
Exactly. So that you can defend it, because I wasn't going to report something and then waste my time that I know that I cannot get substantive evidence or cogent evidence to support it. So you turn them away and then carry on with what you're doing.
Interesting. You had a turbulent time in that office.
But that strengthened me.
It strengthened you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you were exonerated by the police, there were a lot of reports.
Yeah.
Usual commentary on social media. Oh, there we go again.
Yeah.
The president is shielding his own. What did you think of it?
Yeah, you see, it means that we do not want our institutions to work.
How?
Because those saying that could have gone to the police and actually gotten hold of the report and read it.
Well, when we were told you had been exonerated, someone should have made the report available to us.
No, but you know the Right to Information Bill?
Yes.
You as a citizen can write to the police and then demand a copy of it. Yeah. It is your right.
But if you come out blanket,
but the
this man was accused of ABC.
But Nana Aba, the journalist, you could have done that too, written to them, and it's not too late. You can write to them. You can also write to the special prosecutor. I've written to the special prosecutor sometime last year to ascertain where they've gotten to with the matter. You understand? But I said I don't want to take the wind out of this. So when the police came out, I could have come out to speak. Right. I was still quiet because the special prosecutor, and I stepped aside.
Do you feel your image has been tainted by this? Because when I posted your flyer on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram,
the insults.
Yeah.
I read it.
You did?
I did, yeah. But I wasn't, I understood them. And I believe that if I take my time and explain it, they would understand me, you see, and say that these things don't always happen. Because when I read this thief, I thought, yes, they're right, because they want us to put things right. And I haven't explained myself. The police report is not out there. The special prosecutor report is not out there. So these people, once it comes out, if they're discerning, they would understand it and say, "Oh, I think we got it wrong. Next time, we have to actually take our time." So I do understand those who are insulting me.
Right. So, I mean, I was going to ask, what steps are you taking to, correct this? But this is one of the ways to go.
Once the police report comes out,
right.
Those who do that are forgiving them, because I've even lost a mother, So there's no point going around. I mean, but
And
I
this
think,
happened in the heat of everything. Your mom.
yeah, she had
passed
2
away.
heart attacks, and then recently she died.
She couldn't stand the report.
Yeah, some people even the video came out. Yeah, I think 2 weeks later she had a heart attack, and I went to her and explained to her that I can't. She knows me, and you see, Nana Aba, at the age of 27 years, I bought a house for my mom. I went to the United Kingdom when I was 21 years. I went to Milton Keynes College, Coventry, did my corporate law, my Master of Laws there, and now Bristol. So why would, and I worked well in the UK. So 20,000 cities, which is about maybe 2,500 pounds, where at Bristol University, I'm not on government scholarship, I'm paying my own fees and that sort of thing. So why would I take 20,000 when in fact I was controlling everything that I could have actually mined a lot of gold? And we go and arrest gold, and I documented them. Everything that I did, I documented that. So I think it's a learning curve for me and most Ghanaians that when you set out to do things for the country to actually move forward, people always tend not to like it. They always want us to stay where we are because we want the easier way out.
So you won't drop a name?
I won't drop what?
A name.
I dropped Francis Osei-Chow.
He's in the grand scheme of things, he's irrelevant. we don't know him. Kwame, my producer, do you know him? Francis Echampong. No, nobody knows him. Do you know him, Fifi?
A lot of people know him.
Oh, you just Googled him. Okay. He had to Google him.
Exactly. So it's not. You see,
I mean,
he's gone global now.
He's not gone global.
He's gone global.
He's just an ant in all of this. He's just an ant. But so he was working on his own. He was working alone.
As in,
he came for you. He came for you directly, according to your account. So
no, that's what I'm saying. It's a cartel.
It's a cartel.
Yeah, it's a cartel.
So people contracted him.
I wouldn't be able to say, but I knew that he worked with people.
And you haven't bothered to find out.
He can't drive control an excavator, can he?
No.
He can't cut a timber tree down, can he?
No,
so
I guess not.
Yeah, so there's
I haven't seen his
division of labor, isn't
I
it?
don't think so.
So they apply some of the economic terms, division of labor, specialization, and all that. So you go and then do the thing.
But you were not concerned about the people who were behind this Francis.
I know them.
You know them?
I know them.
Are they your mates? Are they your colleagues? Are they your colleagues?
You want to enter through the back door, right?
No. I don't.
I do know them. So when
you know them, are they your colleagues?
I've petitioned the party.
Are they your colleagues?
I owe a duty of care to the party.
Are they your colleagues?
They're Ghanaians.
Are they NPP members?
But in my preamble, I think earlier I said both NDC and NPP.
So the people who contracted this guy were from both parties.
I think you're trying to probe me further.
Oh no, I'm not.
Yeah,
but we're just having a conversation.
So would you like me to
read?
Okay, that's what you're using your probing skills. That's fine.
I don't think I'm even great at it.
Okay.
But you know these people.
Yes, I do.
You know the NPP and NDC members.
Yes.
And these are big wigs. Are they just nothingness, ordinary people,
That's why
average Joes, or they are high up there, big wigs of these two political parties?
A mixture. A mixture.
Yeah. So there are big wigs.
Because the big guy would not go to the bush, would he?
No.
So there has to be a small ant doing that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's a chain, an entire value chain.
And how have you been so quiet about it? I mean, if people in your party and in the NDC, and you know them, try to destroy you the way they did, how have you just taken it on the chin?
But Anaba, you see, I was appointed a presidential staffer to serve, okay? And I was elected.
Does the president know these people? Is he
I haven't spoken to him. But I said I've petitioned the party.
You petitioned the party.
So I think
when did you petition the party?
This evening. Until that.
Just this evening.
Yes,
when the thing was leaked, when the report was leaked.
I thought I was going to wait till the special prosecutor comes out. Then it came out. So I just sent in a petition that I want that investigated. But I was going to wait because I've waited for 2 years already. You know what I mean? But you see,
what has this done to you for 2 years? I mean, in the 2 years you've lost your mom, and I'm horribly gutted by it, and I'm sorry that you had to go through that. But how has it affected you, apart from losing your mom?
You see, I'm very close to my mom. I was very close to her, and
Are you the only child?
no, the seventh.
The sub. Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so for me, the younger one, to actually bring this home, because it got to a point that we had to change her phone number because people were threatening her that I should leave politics and all that.
They were threatening your mother.
Yes, so I had to. My sister, Berenice, had to change her phone number. It got to a point that we had to take the radio away from her, and then the moment you take the radio away from her, then she thinks there's something going on.
Something happening. Yeah.
Exactly. So, and then my children, sometimes you go to school and then
Are they in Ghana? Are your kids in
my
Ghana?
other kid, he's in the UK. He's
Okay.
at Surrey University.
Okay.
Okay, so all these things could affect people around you,
All right.
but they know me. You understand? Because I remember my son asking me, "How much was the money?" And in pounds, and I explained it, and he said, "But the vehicle you bought for me when I went to university was more expensive than that." And I said, "Yeah." So you get to know the truth. You know what I mean? So it's the whole thing was that, and most of the people who did the thing didn't really know me because I'm not loud. They thought maybe I'm somebody who can get 5,000 cities too, and then he's happy.
Right.
And for example, I said Bristol University, the fees is about, for PhD. I haven't gone for government scholarship, but I'm paying for my own fees. So 20,000, so that's why I'm saying that it's not true. And we all saw the video, and Anas himself knows that. He never came there to do any investigation.
Well, he doesn't need to be there. I mean, that's why he's an investigator.
He never sent anyone there.
He never sent anyone there.
No.
So how did he get the video then?
Somebody sent it to him. I mentioned the guy's name.
Yes,
Francis.
you said
Yes.
Francis sent it to him.
Exactly. Okay, because
And you think, Anas has been doing investigative pieces for this long.
Yes.
You think Anas would just take anything off the
so
shelf
then
like
he
that?
should have known the mandate of the interministerial committee, and then Abinisha will look at it and say, Abinisha, no, this is not an investigative piece because the mandate is that they did not issue licenses there. So he failed.
Well, if you're being recorded, if you're doing something clandestine, you don't necessarily have to be in the office where the job happens for it to be recorded, is it?
But you saw the video. So we're actually basing, the argument on the video. If there's any other thing that anybody can bring, but let's talk about the substantive case. Who on this earth will be taking a bribe? And then I took 20,000, right? That's what they gave me. Then I asked you to go and pay 3,000. Why didn't I pay the 3,000 out of the 20,000?
Well, because you want to keep the 20,000 to yourself.
Okay, maybe being greedy.
I'm
No, that's fine.
And then you asked, why would you be seen talking, loudspeaker?
On the loudspeaker,
Bravado, power.
No. You won't do that.
Well,
For 20,000.
well,
With bravado, I'll take a bigger amount, and then so that when when I'm caught, then I know I've been caught. Then I've taken like $1 million. So you know what I mean. But no, I wouldn't do that. You see,
out of curiosity, did anyone offer you $1 million?
$1 million. No.
Did anyone offer you?
No.
What's the biggest amount that was offered?
Offered. So there's an offer and acceptance here, right? And
I'm not talking about you accepting.
Yeah,
I'm talking about those who attempted.
And then you end up saying that why didn't I report that person?
Oh
Because
no,
the
I've
person
already
made
asked you that question.
but then you've come back. You said coerced, and now you're saying that offer. So
Yeah.
offer and acceptance. So if I said somebody offered me something, then
How much were you coerced with? Anyway, I'm going to take a short break now. But you haven't been working for two years.
now I worked as a president. I stepped aside.
Okay, you stepped
But
aside.
then I've been doing the party work.
So how are you paying your school fees in the UK? Because you say you're not on scholarship.
But how did I pay when I was doing my masters and all that?
You were
because I was
working.
not presidential staff.
You were not, you were living
But then-
in England, weren't
yes.
you? You were working alongside, weren't
Yes.
you? Yeah.
So I had 1 or 2 businesses before I even
right.
came in. So that's why I'm saying that they didn't even know me. You know what I mean? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a short break. We'll come back with Star Chat. I'm talking to Charles Bissue on Star Chat tonight. We're also live on Ultimate FM in Kumasi and Empire. In Takrady, you're from Takrady, right? Charles, sorry.
Okay. My mom, my dad is in Zuma and Hunter,
Okay.
and my mom is Fanti and Ewe.
Oh, wow. Do you speak any of the languages?
I understand in Zuma and Hunter, but I speak in Zuma more than Hunter.
Okay.
I speak Fanti, and then the Ewe, I know all the vocabularies, but I cannot, most of the vocabulary, I cannot construct a sentence.
On that note, we'll be right back.
Extra. Simply the best.
Welcome back to Star 103.5 FM. This is Star Chat with me, Nana Aba Anamoah. We are also live on Ultimate FM in Kumasi and Empire in Takoradi. And also we are streaming live on our YouTube. Go to GHOne channel on YouTube and join the conversation there. We're also on Facebook for the GHOne page and the Star FM page. Tonight I'm talking to Charles Bissue. Welcome back to you. I'm still going to stay on galamsey.
Okay.
What do you think about the new fight to end this menace? And I am referring specifically to the burning of excavators.
Okay, I agree to it.
You
but-
agree to?
Yes, but I don't think it's going to be perpetual. I mean, it's not going to go on forever. Because, you see, the system which we operate, sometimes, you remember when they said 500 excavators went missing?
Yes.
That wasn't true.
It never went missing. So where
There was nothing like 500 excavators.
how many excavators were in
There was
your
about
care?
200 and something.
And where are they?
And I believe that a report that we did twice, yeah? The last one was in September that I know was about 200 or 300 thereabout. That's what happens is that, you see, I remember there was this Army General, Nick Boku. He's now in Germany as the defense attaché. I think he was the army head then. And he gave me a document, a Vanguard report of 2018. And he said there are 650 excavators in there. But then when we went round and checked, we couldn't find them. Do you know what happens? The military goes to the scene and to a mining site. And then the illegal miners bolt. They run away. So at that point, you might find about 15 excavators there. And then they take the control board. So the control board is recorded as part of the 15. At that time, there were no low beds and all that to actually ferry them to a certain, congregate them somewhere. So by the time you come back the next day, the miners have come with another control board to move them, but you've recorded 15. Do you get it? And that report is there. So that 500 thing doesn't exist.
So no excavator disappeared.
No, it can go, but I'm talking about that's 500
The
thing.
figure 500.
Yeah, because I had a
was
document
not
which says
factual.
650. And then when we went there, we went round. It wasn't, because when you go out there, how many low beds do we have in the system? And then when there's 15 excavators that you find in the forest somewhere, how long does it take for you to actually take them out of the forest into wherever you're taking them to? So they take the control board, thinking that the miners, that's it. And then you come back the next day or two, and the machine is gone, because they replace that with another control board. So that's why I'm actually for the burning of the excavators, because if you burn them, they cannot immobilize them. Does that make sense?
Right. Interesting.
Yeah.
So you are totally for the burning of the excavators. It
Yes,
happened to your
it doesn't have
colleague,
to be perpetual,
Kate.
because when we were there, we put things like trackers. Okay, the trackers were going to be put on the excavators. You remember we gave an amnesty to all excavators owners to congregate them at certain points. I remember we did some across the country. We went around with a helicopter. Myself, Major Derek Kodro, we went around and then actually found places that they put them there. And then we got a team to go out there to put trackers on them. The tracker has something that was linked to an office at the interministerial committee, where we call it geofencing. And we had a call center. So once it moves, we see you on the screen, and then you're called. That is an impediment, part of the monitoring system. I don't know what's happening now, because since I stepped aside, I did not want to interfere, so I stayed away.
So obviously it didn't work out well.
No,
And
no,
that's why we've
but
resorted
I
to
think there's been a
burning.
handover. No, there's been a handover. But then I'm saying that if you're going out there and you do not have a lot of low beds, and you take the control board to immobilize it, they will replace it. And
So
take
the best option is to burn
to
them.
burn them now, but it doesn't have to be perpetual. Maybe it's a temporary measure. And once we institute the tracker system and link it to the geofencing, then you can actually be dealing with them.
Interesting. You know Kate, don't you?
Kate?
Kate in the Eastern region, who had her excavators.
Oh, the
burned.
women organizer.
The woman organizer. You know her personally?
I do know her personally.
You know her personally?
Yes.
Her excavators were burnt as well.
Yeah.
I mean, then her office was razed as well. Security personnel in her office were beaten up. I mean, some of the things that were happening in her particular area didn't make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, so you burn her excavators. Why are we burning down her offices as well?
I haven't actually followed what went into it.
Okay.
But then I would have wished that we actually, interviewed those who went there.
Okay.
I do not know I haven't seen any document pertaining to the mining that she was doing, whether she has a license or not. She showed it. But then how do you actually ascertain the veracity of a document? I'm not saying that she doesn't have the documentation.
How much money did the state spend on the first attempt to end galamsey, to fight galamsey?
You see, I left 2 years before the end, 2019.
Okay.
I stepped aside on the 1st of March.
So you don't remember?
No, I wouldn't. I know the first tranche was about 30 million, where we bought drones.
Dollars or cities?
Yes, cities.
Okay.
We bought drones and all that. And the whole idea was that,
Where are the drones?
They're there. I mean, I handed everything over.
Okay.
But
So what exactly did these drones do?
Okay, you see, we trained 144 NAPCO graduates. Okay. The idea was that we have a command center here where we have a flight hub. The flight hub actually is synchronized from the district region to here. So the drone pilots came from, the NAPCO guys came from across all their districts, the mining districts in Ghana. They were trained, they went to Suchari for military training, for their alertness and all that. And so that drone that they will be using there will be synchronized to what we have at the flight center here. So that was the idea. So every morning they leave the district assembly, they go and they fly. And they do not have control over what they're doing, but they're being controlled here.
Okay.
That was the idea. So you go and then you're told a certain area that you need to go and scan. So you cannot decide to go where you choose. And then once you do that, the data is
So what was the impact of the drones?
No, it was a pilot was done before I left. There was a pilot. I think they did the pilot in the eastern region. That was when, after the ban, and then there was a publication of those who can go back and mine. You understand? And then some didn't have their EP and all that. That's when we were about to do that. That's when the Anas incident, problem occurred, and then I just stepped aside.
So you haven't taken any interest since you stepped aside?
I have taken interest, but not interfered.
You haven't interfered.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about interference,
Yeah.
but just so monitoring the progress that.
No, it's a national thing. I'll follow what is going just as you are.
Okay.
But I didn't want to do anything to actually. I'm still under bail on caution. Yeah, the special prosecutor hasn't released me yet. So whenever I'm traveling out of the country, I need to report to them and all.
But have you traveled since?
Yeah, I've been going to Bristol. I've been going to school.
Yeah, to school, of course.
Yeah. I have been. So each time I have to travel, I need to tell the investigators so that they don't think that I'm bolting the country. No.
But do you feel that this fight is one that will be won?
Yes, with perseverance, you see.
Because we are told, and these are not verifiable, but we are told that even with the ban, there were some bigwigs who were still operating illegally, despite the ban.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. It's not. So let's not narrow it to MPP.
No, so these people are in both the NPP and the NDC.
Yes.
And unfortunately for us as Ghanaians who have put you in office, you are well aware, you're very much aware of the miscreants who are still operating despite the ban. You're fully aware of these people. You know them. You know them by name. You will mention their names because they're being shielded. That's what's happening, basically. That's what's happening. They are being shielded.
You really need an answer to that. You really want me to drop a name.
I cannot fathom how a president of a nation says that I am dedicating this number of resources to a fight to end a menace that has wreaked havoc in this country. And we are aware the people the president has put in charge to lead the charge are well aware of their friends, their cronies, their mates, their colleagues operating illegally. And they're looking this way. And it is happening.
Nobody has looked anyway.
But you know them.
You know when we started.
You know them.
No,
Charles, you know them.
Can I finish? Because if I say no, okay.
No, you can't say no because you know them.
And if I say yes, then
you won't drop a name. I've tried to get you to drop a name,
but
you wouldn't.
The question that was an open question, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You didn't say yes or no. You just went on and on. So it's an open question. So allow me
No,
to give you
because
an
you
open
said
answer.
initially that you knew some of them. I'm basing it on what you had said earlier.
I'm giving you an open answer. If I explain it,
Yeah.
then you would understand where I'm coming from. You
Okay.
see, excavators were seized, gold was seized, and all that. At the point, you knew that the big guys behind them, but they're faceless. You understand? Because these young guys who actually work in the forest and all that are these.
Charles, you're
they're-
a Christian, aren't
Yes,
you?
Exactly.
You're a Christian.
So you think I'm lying?
No,
So
no, I'm not saying you're lying.
I'm telling you the truth.
You're telling me.
Do you want me
No.
to swear by the, by the Bible?
Who am I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Should I
I'll
say-
do.
who am I?
If you allow me,
Yeah,
I'll swear by
No,
the
no,
Bible.
no. I don't need you to swear. But you're a Christian.
Yeah.
Are you going to picture the sign of the cross
Yes.
with Jesus Christ on it?
You just said, who am I?
Crucified. No, I'm just asking you. Are you going to look at and tell me
Mm-hmm.
that you do not know
Yes.
the names and the individuals behind illegal mining in this country?
So I can just drop any name, yeah?
No, don't drop any name. Do you know
exactly.
them?
So-
no, do you know them? It's obvious you won't mention a name.
No,
But
you see,
you know them. Your colleagues know them. You all know them. And yet we're sitting here.
so you're putting it to me.
Yeah.
No, don't
That
put
you
it
know
to me.
them.
Don't put it to me. Let me explain it so
Okay.
Ghanaians can understand me.
Okay,
You see,
please.
that young guy who is in the forest reserve, okay,
Mm-hmm.
at that point, that big guy who has sent him would not be in the forest reserve. The rumors that this person is behind it, and until you get factual evidence or cogent evidence, you cannot mention the person's name.
So, Charles,
but in any
you
case, you
never
see,
had evidence.
but in any case, that big man might be sleeping in Accra, Kumasi, or Takrady, but the machines and all that were seized. Sometimes you seize gold and all that, so make the
But
business not lucrative for them.
attempted to coerce you to get them to go back.
You like that word, don't you?
I'm actually not a fan of that word. It's surprising that I'm able to use it so many times tonight.
No.
But they try to coerce you.
They will.
I'm not trying to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to get at, and I've seen some comments on Twitter, that we are pretending to fight galamsey.
We are not
Because
pretending,
we know the people
No.
who are behind the illegal mining in this country.
You
We
see.
know they are big men of this country. They are big wigs of the NDC and the NPP
Nana Aba, you see, it will be difficult.
and
to-
other people.
No, you
But-
see, it
but-
will be difficult to mention somebody's name.
No, don't mention a name.
No, but when you don't have factual evidence, you understand?
Okay.
These are rumors and all that. So what you do is that,
Are there rumors though? Are there rumors?
yes.
Charles, are there rumors? Are you?
No, there are
you-
rumors that this person is behind it and all that. But
But you led the team for 2 years.
yes.
Were there rumors?
No, when I led the team, most of the things that
Not
I did.
even once did you find out that this person, as they say in Tree, is Messi or Namwe,
Why then?
or you're behind it.
No.
I'm a
Pe-
mefantiaba.
people will say things, you understand?
Right.
But then it gets to, we have the agencies to investigate them, and until they get, cogent evidence.
But what I
So-
asked you earlier, you said it was impossible to mention names, even though they were big wigs of the NDC. and
No,
the NPP. But now
you see, there are
you're-
names. There are
you're-
names out there. You
Right.
see, but then do you go to the person and say yes, yeah, because you don't find the person on the field. You
No, I'm
understand?
not talking about the field.
So and then probably the person is financing
It
the
is
guy.
not the field person who brought you $300,000. The field person will not have $300,000.
But the person did not say that I'm giving you money so I can go and mine.
They're not stupid to say that.
Exactly.
They're
So
not stupid to say.
it could be that he said I need to cut my hair with it because he's got about 1 billion. So there's so many things. You see. So I'm saying that.
How long have you been a politician?
Well, a few years ago.
All right.
So that's not because I'm being factual, aren't I?
No.
So you think I'm being economical with the truth?
Yes. You're,
No, that's not
you're
what I'm doing.
massaging the truth.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
You
Because
are
you see, my
massaging
reputation is
the
at
truth.
stake.
Yes, you.
But
you're-
I do not want to say anything that I cannot defend myself.
Right.
You understand?
I understand that.
Uh-huh. So-
that's why I'm not pushing you to drop
Yes.
any
So
name.
I'm talking about events,
Right.
things that has happened, and things that we can do to prevent the menace from actually going out of control. But then to mention a name, I need a cogent evidence because people drop names and all that. But the success of it was that we seized a lot of excavators. We realized that water bodies were getting better and,
and we are
better.
back at it.
Yes. So
I mean, have we made any progress at all? Have
I think we've
any
made progress. You see, the fight for
If you were to mark the progress we've made in percentage terms, what would it be?
in percentage terms as against 10 years ago was it done? This is the first time that we're doing it.
Yeah.
If I'm going
but you've
to
sunk in so much
if
money.
I'm going to say percentage, then I have to actually compare that of President Mahathir's regime. I do not want to do
No,
that.
I'm not talking about comparisons. I
Yes,
mean,
so
you
but then when
politicians
you're
like
given
to compare.
percentages, you
But-
actually compare it.
No,
Something
but you
very-
had a task. This
Yeah.
government had a task. You were here.
It's
4
like
years
somebody.
and you're
It's
back.
like somebody saying, "What percentage of the water bodies do you think is getting?" I cannot say it because River Thames. It took them 25 years for them to get it where it is now. Other river bodies it took years. So I cannot actually put timelines on it.
Okay.
So, but the things I can do is that name the things that are in place. The drones. The new minister is doing well. The banning of excavators, I don't think it's going to be perpetual. It's not going to go on forever. At a point, there has to be mechanisms. The monitoring of the sites, and then the way we issue licenses and all that.
Let me move away from galamsey.
Okay.
I think it's taking too much of our time.
I was enjoying that.
I can tell. I want to move. I've got just a few minutes to wrap up. I want to talk to you about two things. Mike Duka, is that his name?
Judge
Meku Duka.
Duka.
What happened? The two of you were engaged in, Azuma Nelson. What's the name of the
But
guy?
I think
who
I
Nelson
issued a
beats to
statement.
pulp? Yeah, you
I
used to,
issued a
I just
statement.
want to talk to you about it.
Can you please read the statement for me?
No, I can't pull up the statement now. I mean, how
No.
were two grown-up
No, nobody
men?
fought. It wasn't a fight.
So
No,
what was it? He beat you up?
no. It was an argument, and then I tripped, and we both tripped. That's all. That's all that happened.
How did you get a swollen eye?
My face hit a chair?
So he didn't beat you up?
No,
Okay.
no. Nothing like that happened.
Yeah, because there were suggestions that he beat you to
I
pulp.
would have cried if you had beaten me.
You were a crybaby.
Yeah, I am.
Well, I don't think you're a crybaby.
Now I would have cried.
Yeah? But are you on good terms now?
Yes.
The two of you?
Yes, we speak.
You
Yeah.
smoked the peace pipe.
Yes, we did.
All right, let me talk about your social life. You're married.
Yes.
How many kids?
Can I keep that private?
You want to keep that private?
Yes, my
okay.
private life.
And
yes.
they are-
I don't want to put my children out there.
That's
all,
fine.
yeah.
I totally respect that. And they're all in England.
No,
They're here with you.
some are in England.
Some of your kids are in England.
Yes.
Oh,
I told you that I have
So
an
your
elder
first
son.
is about 20.
21.
21.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He's a big guy. He's a big guy.
Yeah.
Okay. And your wife is here?
Yes.
She's here with you.
Yes.
All right. You grew up in Takwa?
Dansuman.
Oh, you're an
So
Accra boy.
I was born in Latebiokoshi.
Oh.
We were living in Kanda, and I
Okay.
was taken to Latebiokoshi to be born. You know Sal Valley Preparatory School? It's around
Where?
Sal Valley Preparatory School.
No, I don't
Okay.
know it.
It's around Kanda.
Okay.
My grandmother, Sarah Grant,
So
my
you're
auntie.
You're from a rich home?
No. You know Pa Grant's first daughter?
Yes.
She's my auntie.
Okay.
My dad's Pa Grant married my auntie.
Okay.
So my mom was living with her when I was born.
Okay.
And then we lived in Dansuman. I went to Datus Preparatory School.
Okay.
I lived in Axim for a while too, before I went to Science Secondary School. Did my national service there. From there, I went to a school here, Graduate School of Management, Kanda, and then I went to the UK.
Okay.
UK.
And you were in the UK for how long?
I went to UK in '94.
Oh, that was a long
I was,
time ago.
I was about 21 years old, yeah. And then I worked in a warehouse in the UK. I worked for this company, T-Mobile. They used to call it Mercury. Then we changed to 121, and then T-Mobile, and now it's everything
Yeah.
everywhere. So I was with them, and I was moved to Orange, and then Virgin,
Right.
and then
You've been around.
Yeah,
Which
and-
one did you enjoy the most? Virgin or
no, it's the company is like Unilever.
right?
It's
so
like
they have
Cunanagle. It used to be EPS, Hayes, and then it became Cunanagle now. So
It's
they were taken
one-
over. So it's
okay.
like you deliver, and they have
Different,
subcontracts within
right.
them. And so once I was trained as a
by
craft trainer.
T-Mobile, you could just
Yes,
go
so
everywhere.
with the technology things, I was moved around a bit.
So why did you move to Ghana? Politics?
No, I'd always wanted to live in Ghana, even when. So I never took a British passport. I did the naturalization thing, and then I gave it back. And I remember I used to get. I had a 5-year visa to the US, but I never went because each time my friends in the USA asked me to come over, and I do my calculation, and I'm like, no, I'll go to Ghana. So I never went.
Yeah.
And then when I went to the UK, I had this thing that by the age of 30 or 35, I have to come back to Ghana. So that's why.
That's what you did.
Yes,
Exactly.
and then so after Coventry University, I came down. I work in Akufo-Addo Pempe and Co. under Akoto Ampao for a bit.
Okay.
But I didn't want to practice. So my law is purely academic.
Okay.
My corporate law, Master of Laws, and then all that. And then I went into my business and then politics because I like to serve.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And so you came back to Ghana, did all of that. How did you end up with the NPP?
Yeah, so I was with Akoto Ampao,
Okay.
Kwekwe Srifi. They were my bosses. And then one day
I
I
get
said,
it.
and then I said, no, I want to go and do politics in the Western region, because I used to go to Western region a lot when I was younger. I loved Western region. So every vacation I go there because my dad is from there.
Is
so
it true that Western region has the best?
yes, we
Yeah?
do. Yeah, in terms of resources and everything, and even the men.
Hmm?
Even the men.
Even the men
Yeah.
and the women.
There's one sitting before you. Okay.
Yeah.
So then I went in contested parliamentary primaries at Hunter West,
Right.
because my dad was a chief there around Cape 3 Point.
Is he still around?
No, he died about 7 years ago,
Okay.
2014, yeah. So then I contested parliamentary primaries, lost, and then 2014 I won the regional secretaryship. We won
Will you try again to represent your people in Parliament?
as a member of parliament.
Mm-hmm.
I do not know. With politics, you see, you have to keep an open mind.
Okay.
You do things based on the exigency of time. At the time that I went for the parliamentary primaries, yes, I really wanted to be in parliament. But then I saw a lot happening in the Western region, and I looked at it and I thought I can become a regional secretary
Right.
to help the region. And then we won 8 seats, 100%. And even the seats that we're going to win, I mentioned them because politics is scientific now.
Right.
You do your research. So you should be able to say that this seat can be won. And you have to have your figures, the reasons why and all that. And so in 2014, I thought I can actually help.
Right.
That's why I went for the regional secretaryship. And then I was retained.
Okay.
So as I sit here, I do not know if it's parliament. It is based on we breaking the 8. If I look at this, I look out there and I realize that there's a certain area that's...
You think the NPP can break the 8?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting to. So if I look at it and I see that there's a gap here that needs to be filled, I will fill it for us to actually break the 8.
Okay. Should I show you some of the gaps, though?
Go ahead.
Okay, because in the Western region, I always hear this.
Yes.
We have the best.
Soko.
Uh-huh. But the poverty in that region is staggering.
Yes.
How are you breaking the 8?
So, you see, then we have to compare.
No, don't compare.
I see. So
Don't compare. Because we gave you a mandate. The people in the Western region gave your party a mandate.
Exactly.
You were there for 4 years.
Yes.
So don't compare.
So, Nana Aba, so
If you say
what
you're
are you
breaking
what
the-
are you pegging it against?
I'm not
You're
pegging.
saying that there's poverty.
I'm not pegging.
So
But that's poverty. You see it. Everyone sees it
So
when they go
what
there.
percentage of poverty did we have 5 years ago and then now? So if we do that analysis, then I can say, okay, then we're declining.
I get you. You're doing your PhD.
No,
You're
no,
very,
that's no,
You're
that's what
very
I'm saying.
statistical.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that how do you tell yourself we're breaking the 8? Yeah.
You see, Nana
Yeah,
Aba,
if you break the 8,
yeah,
that's fine. That's the NPP's cup of tea.
no,
But for the people, what
yes.
changes have you brought to their lives?
That's exactly. I agree with you.
Okay.
Because I would not sit here and say that because I'm a politician, I'll
It's
come.
not kosher in your region.
No, that's fine. But so I wouldn't sit here and say everything is rosy. No.
Okay.
No, Ghana should be somewhere looking at the resources that we have. We've mismanaged it. So we will get there. But then
When?
I can't give timelines. Because if I give timelines, I would say that I've promised, and then 2 years later, you tell me that I'm a liar. So I can't give timelines, you see. But we will get there
No.
by doing the right things, you know.
Right things such as?
Right things by actually proper governance, you understand, using the...
Is that not what we are asking for? That fix the country.
Yes, I
Fix
agree.
the
You see,
governance
let's
system.
get to that. You see, the fix the country thing. I wish they come with a document, okay, and say these are the things I want to fix.
Don't you know?
No. You see, it's open ended. You see, you walk on the street and then you see somebody, a driver driving haphazardly and then say, oh, fix the country. So, no, I agree. The country must be fixed. We agree.
A
So,
driver driving haphazardly, you know, you've lived in the UK for so long
Yes.
that you will not dare do that because you know what the law will do to you.
exactly.
Right?
Exactly. But then why do you have to even do it for the law to be
But in
invoked?
the UK and the US and all of these countries
Yeah.
that we say that, okay, the systems work. If the people had their way, if they had their way, they'll be doing exactly what we do here.
Do you know,
but they know they'll be
Nana
punished
Aba,
for
do you
it.
know I'm part of the Fix the Country crusade?
Oh, you are?
Yeah, last week I was driving past and then I saw a gentleman drinking water out of a shot. And then he was waiting for trotro and he dropped it and I said, fix the country, pick
There's
the
no
thing.
dustbin.
Yes.
Provide dustbins.
Yeah, but then,
in the
but then, no,
country
no,
we
but
lived
then
in for so long,
there's
there
no
are
dustbin.
dustbins.
No, but that was an abnormal behavior because why do you drop it in the gutter? You can sit in the Trotsky and then leave it in there. And I said, fix the country. Pick the thing, and then he started insulting me. You understand? Yes, exactly. You see, so how are we fixing the country with such attitude? So all I'm saying is that everything that this group is saying must be put into a specific document, hand it over to the government. We'll sit down and then look at it.
So the government doesn't know what you
No, but it's open-ended. They attribute everything to fix the country.
Yes,
And I'm saying that
why
it's good.
not?
So then it's an open book.
Our institutions
It's
are weak.
It's an open
Fix
check,
it.
right?
Yeah.
It's an open check.
It's not an open
No,
check.
so list them. You've listed 2 now, okay?
Yeah.
So if it's 100,
It's a
let's
tall
list.
order, and
So-
you know it.
So please tell them,
You-
invite them here, and then tell them to list them, put them in a document, and present it, so that by the next 2 years there's a contract.
Have you ever cheated on your wife?
Somebody has tried getting me to cheat on my wife, but I didn't. I was being coerced, but I didn't.
Are you married to a Ghanaian?
Yes, I'm married to Nana Aba, the Deputy Minister of Trade and MP for Equiapem North.
Okay, so I was coming to that
I
one.
know.
What do you make of her work?
Oh, she's hardworking. I support her, and it makes it easier because we're both in, the same profession, occupation. I should put it that way.
She's beautiful, by the way.
Thank
you know
you.
this already.
Thank you.
But I'm just reminding.
Thank you. I'll tell her for you. Okay, so it makes it easier because we're in the same occupation and we understand each other.
How did she feel when all of this was happening?
She believed in me. She knew it wasn't true, so she stood by me, and I thank her. Because people, when people are insulting, like I looked at
Some of the comments. when
comments,
we
and
posted the
but I
flyer.
understand them because they want the right thing done. So it's up to me to explain myself for them to understand me, and I hope they've understood me. But maybe they'll say it's not enough.
Some
so
of the comments, are bottom line disrespectful anyway.
that's fine.
But that's okay
Yeah.
too. I mean,
That's an abnormal behavior, isn't it?
You get all sorts on social
That's a
media.
normal behavior to them, and it's an abnormal one to us.
That's true. That's true. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thanking you.
Yeah, absolutely enjoyed this conversation.
I did too. Mhm.
Yeah. Are you looking forward to a new appointment?
I would serve anywhere that I'm given. However, I'm not indispensable. If the president says wait for somebody else to do it, then I will support that person.
Okay.
I'm not, that's me.
Okay. What's your favorite music what genre of music do you listen to?
Kenata.
Oh,
He's my
of
boy.
course.
Yeah.
Western region.
No,
Wait,
but-
Isaac Cole, can I have some Kenata, please?
He's my buddy boy. He's my
Your
guy.
buddy, yeah?
My buddy,
Okay.
Yeah.
I should have guessed that you
Yes,
definitely
yes,
go
yes,
for
yeah.
Kenata. All right. Which of Kenata songs do you like?
The
As
one
you were-
I went to, you're busy.
Yeah, which one is that? Travel and See.
So I was with him when he recorded that in the US. So
Oh, yeah?
I went with him. Yes.
Oh, so you eventually went to the US? Eventually, you did.
I do go there.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about not going to the US initially.
Yeah,
You
I
would
did.
rather come
Yes.
to Ghana.
Oh,
All right.
yes, I eventually did because my wife used to live there.
Oh, okay.
And all that. And you remember one time I went to London, I went to school and there was a town hall meeting, and then all of a sudden they said the taxpayers' money sent me there. So now when I sit on the plane, it's like everybody thinks the government sponsored my trip. Sad, isn't
But
it?
I mean, we've received a number of messages from Ghanaians in the UK.
Yeah.
And they're talking about, it's a glowing tribute to you.
Okay.
About how helpful you have been to Ghanaians who moved
Yeah.
to the UK, who
Yeah.
had relocated to
I
London
think
especially.
Birmingham, Northampton, Milton Keynes,
Right. Also, so
Coventry.
it's not just London, no? All over.
Yes, no, I didn't live in London.
You didn't live in London?
Yeah, I was the
Okay.
Midlands.
Okay.
Birmingham, Northampton, Milton Keynes,
Right.
and then Coventry.
Right. And then you schooled in Coventry.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So do you have Kofi Kinata, please? Hey, DJ Isaac Cole.
Maybe you should sing it for us.
Oh, no, I can't. I can't sing. But thank you so much for talking to me this evening. Regards to your beautiful, hardworking wife.
I will do.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so the mystery question. I'm bringing my mystery question, but let's have the music as I wait for my mystery question.
And now, the mystery question.
So you can.
Okay, so who is your favorite minister in the Akufo-Addo-led government?
Yeah.
They're all doing well.
Who's your favorite?
My favorite, that's in performing well.
Yeah.
No, I like all of them. They're all performing well.
Oh God.
Yes.
You
So
are
why would
interesting.
So which
there
one?
should be one that stands out. I mean, they're all not performing well. No, they're all not performing well.
So Napo was doing well on the
Excellent
education.
guy.
Yeah. Now he's
Excellent.
gone to energy.
Education.
So I can't say because
energy.
they've been in the new ministers.
just a few
Yeah. So
months.
are we talking about the previous?
Yeah, you can choose
Then
any.
I'll
It's not
use the
previous.
flight. The free SHS was good, and he led
Napo.
it exactly.
Okay, excellent guy.
Thank you.
Yeah, great guy. All right, thank you so much. All right, so let's go back to Kinata for him.